You're listening to the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show on Spreaker.com and Adult Radio.
Welcome to another installment of the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show.
Jay, why are we playing this music, man?
We are playing this music for one special reason, because we have got a special guest.
Very special guest this week.
Going to be in the studio with us today.
Looks like the boys have pulled another coup.
Yeah, we have pulled another one out of our rear end from the American rock band from Seattle.
Yeah.
Its front man, they formed in 1990.
Is it Brian Hall?
The group, they released 5 studio albums, which has achieved multi-platinum and gold certification.
Exactly.
And as numerous charting singles, compilations, CDs, DVDs, we have from the band Candlebox.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Kevin Martin.
Yay.
He will be joining us here later on.
Yay.
He will be calling into the studio, and you can call into his direct line at 336-582-0407.
Hell yeah.
So that's going to be awesome. So Mr. Martin will be calling in, and today's his birthday.
Yeah, and what better gift?
And he's calling into our show on his birthday. So that's going to be super cool.
Oh, man.
So without any further ado, what have we been into this week?
Well, let's see. Last weekend we played at our #1 pavilion, Riders in the Country. Yeah, and had 2 great shows back to back, which is really weird for us.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, so we made it through. We didn't screw too much up. Dave fell on the stage. That was awesome. That was the highlight of my weekend. And Chris ate several hot dogs. And that was the highlight of his.
What's different about that?
That was the highlight of his weekend. So, and then we find out, through the blessings of God, that we have Mr. Kevin Martin going to be on this show.
Yes, he's going to be calling in later on between 9:15 and 9:30.
We
It's
cleared
currently
out all our other
9:05.
guests so we can make room for this gentleman.
Yeah, we told all them fuck sticks, you got to go.
And he's got a big show coming up at Ziggy's. I think he's promoting
On the
that.
26th.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
hopefully mine and your handsome Butte will be right there in the front row enjoying it.
Well, he's going to be, as you pointed out, at Ziggy's, and he's going to be doing an acoustic show.
Ooh, that's going to be
And
awesome.
we'll talk some more about that later on.
Yeah.
But as you pointed out, we were at Riders in the Country this past weekend.
Yeah. Tell them about this Sunday. What's
This
going
Sunday, there's going to be several bands. There is a benefit show going on.
There's one band missing, but there's 4 other fantastic bands playing out there. It's going to be great, man. I mean, it's going to be standing room only. It's a benefit for this lady. I think she passed away or something.
Well, they're calling her Miss Hope, and evidently some bills have arisen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've got bad information.
She's still with us, and well, I can't even read it. It says basically she's been unable to breathe. She went into cardiac arrest. Her husband immediately called 911, and long story short, they're doing this benefit show for her. It's called Rocking for Hope. Help us raise funds for Hope's medical bills and end-of-life expenses. I may be seeking some of that after we find out this show doesn't go very well tonight. Okay.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Admission is $5.
Sorry, I missed those.
Brian he got a few new sound effects. So
Yeah. No, they're still old. I just haven't used them in a while.
So anyway, so that's going to be going on Sunday, April the 12th.
If you're not there, you're nowhere.
Once again, doors open at 1 p.m., and I think the whole thing is over at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
So that's going to be a great show. Now,
I mean, you got like the #1 band in North Carolina. You got the #5 band's going to be there. You got number. I mean, I'm not saying who's who. And then you got like I don't know. I mean, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
Mark John Grossman's going to be there.
He's going to be there for a while until he has to go do his honey-do list.
With his sexy R's.
Aside from Mr. Martin being on the show tonight, do you know what is special about today? What I'm very, very excited about?
What's that?
Well, I guess I'll just jump right into it.
Yeah, please.
We all love them. We all have them.
Don't say genital warts.
No, titties.
Oh, yeah.
Breasts do deserve to have a day to just celebrate being boobs.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it for titties.
Thank you so much.
We have titties.
That is the booby alarm. So anyway, whether you have big uns, itty bitties, jungle tits, what was that? Hairy man tits, or fist pumping pecs.
Yay.
We all just plain love them. This day is all about the lovely lumps on our chest. Oh, we got a caller here. So let's see who we got here.
Uh-oh, who's this?
Hey, you got the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show. Who we got on the line?
This is your son, Happy Feed.
Oh, Happy Feed.
What are you doing?
I'm being interrogated by the 5-0.
You what?
I'm being stopped by the police.
Hell yeah.
I just love my job.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
So where are you?
Somewhere in Thomasville, and I'm calling because they're towing my truck, man. I need a ride.
All right, well, eat the dope.
I'm serious.
Eat
yeah,
the dope.
No, we already did that.
Okay.
He's tarded.
Yeah, we're kind of in the middle of
We're in the middle of doing a show.
Yeah, I gathered that much when I answered the way you answered the phone. I mean,
Yeah, because we got a caller calling in. Our big star is going to be calling in.
Your big star? You mean it's not you, really?
No, well, I could interview myself, but, you know.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear that.
Thank you.
I don't even want to hear that.
Thank you.
Brian gets tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
Thank you. About time somebody said
Okay,
it.
well, yeah, so...
Get a ride home. There's a great big box sitting in here.
I'll work on it. I'll see if I can work something out with that. But in the meantime, you know where I stand, so I'll let you get back to
on the
it.
side of the road. That's where you stand.
Yep. All right, well, I got to go. You got some fun with that.
Give
All
it
right,
up for
bye.
Happy Feet, doing a great job. Pulling time.
Well, he will be. What the hell was I talking about?
Oh, God, I think it was something about double D's or something.
Oh, by the way, we did mention that we're going to be at this weekend, didn't we?
No, we didn't.
Where are we going to be at, Brian?
Out at King, North Carolina. Come on out and see the boys.
Legends Nightlife in
Yeah.
King.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Vince Neil will not be doing the Star Spangled Banner before
Yeah.
we take the stage.
Yeah.
Happy Thirsty Thursday, by the way, everybody.
What
Forgot to
about-
get that out of there.
What about this? Just sit back and...
You're a dipstick, a 14-karat dipstick.
That's right.
I'll tell you what to
Let's
look
hear
hard
some
for.
words of
Look
wisdom.
hard in your pay envelope next week because stupidity is subject to withholding tax. You dipstick!
He did. I want to. I'll just stick it in his. I'm going to knock you.
Yeah, Mr. Roscoe P. Coltrane.
That's right. He's no longer with us.
And he's passed away, unfortunately.
Now, he passed away when?
Was it, what is the day? Thursday? So it's
It's
like
Thursday.
Tuesday or something? Monday
Yeah.
or Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm looking for it. It's posted here. On
Was
the,
it James Best? Was that his name?
Yep, that's him.
Yeah, passed away. And do you know how he got his start? I think he was on the...
He was on the Andy Griffith Show. He would come on and play guitar.
He played like a new rock star, up and coming.
Yeah, and he got locked up.
Yeah, and knocked up.
Yeah. So yeah, Mr. I tell you what, we are really hammering this page here because I am flipping through a bunch of stuff here
Really?
on the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show
Yeah, who's
Facebook
putting
page.
all this good stuff on here?
That would be
Our new director.
Cindy McMahan,
Yeah, McAhan.
and she is doing a bang-up job.
Yeah.
helping us. She is the new director of sales and
She
marketing.
brought the titties to our
She's
attention.
yes, and she's taken over the position that was formerly held by another person
Yeah,
that we won't go into.
before they, well,
I like the way you steer that.
yeah.
You know, one of my favorite things, and this is here on the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show Facebook page, which is, by the way, facebook.com/Dirty Overhaul Rock Show.
Yeah,
And
get
that's
on there and tell us how much
that's
you love us.
Overhaul, H-A-L-L.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite posts here, and it says, musician is someone who puts $5,000 worth of gear into a $500 car to drive 100 miles to a $50 gig.
Literally, you got a $500 car.
Yeah, well,
Remember, you
I
paid.
do. I got
paid
it
Jimmy
from
Henson for it.
Henson Auto Sales. But in Hickory, North Carolina, on April 6th, James Best, the actor best known for his portrayal.
So he lived here in North Carolina.
Evidently, he was in Hickory. You know, where the Silver Bullet's at. You know, where we don't play anymore.
Yeah.
His portrayal of the bumbling yet endearing Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane on TV's The Dukes of Hazzard. He died at 9:28 Eastern Time Monday after a brief illness and complications.
Do you know who actually got to meet him a couple times?
I met him in a mall once.
Woogie Man.
Oh, did he? Yeah, he's all about some.
He has his. He said that he showed him his tattoo. He's got Roscoe's face tattooed on his.
I know he's got the.
And Roscoe flipped out. He couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Well, see, back then nobody really did that.
No, this was this is now.
No.
Recently, Boogie.
But I mean, what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
I mean, it's not like you got a rock star on your arm or something like that. I mean,
I
it's
do.
from a TV show.
I have an 8x10 photo of Steve Pullum tattooed on my back right now.
Okay.
And when my back hair comes in, it looks like he needs to shave.
Alrighty then. Let's
That's
see
just
here.
between me and you.
You know, the spring fling at Harley-Davidson of Greensboro
Yeah.
is going to be gearing up soon. The 18th of April. Their tentative rain date is set for 4/25/2015. That's going to be the David Rivas Band, the Deluge? The Deluge,
You called me a
like the
deluge.
Delusional. The Deluge, Where's Eddie, and Bad Habit.
Hell yeah.
That is going to be the bands that will be performing at the spring
Now,
fling.
see, I'll go to that.
And that is going to be Saturday again, April 18th.
okay.
Starts at 11 a.m.
Cool deal.
4 bands, and doesn't say anything about admission or anything like that. So, but that's what's going on in Greensboro.
Around the triad.
That's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. Everything new, what is it, fit to print.
Fit to print. Let's see what else we got going on here. I'm waiting for my Facebook page to load it here. I don't know what it's doing. It's evidently it heard that Vince Neil
He said,
said, fuck it, I
"The hell with this shit."
going on strike.
No, sorry, Vince. We love you.
So
man.
anyway, let me get back here get back in the saddle. Now, as we mentioned before, our new director of sales and marketing, Cindy, she is just doing an awesome job
Yeah, thank
at
you.
booking our new guests and keeping up with the page and what's going on. And hell, she's been filling us in.
Yeah, before this,
on what's
some of our
going on.
guests were like the exterminator that works at Burger King in Thomasville. We had we were dragging the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, we're dragging the bottom of the barrel. We did that, what, a year ago?
Yeah, and we were just limping to a.
But once again, join us, in case you're just joining us right now, Mr. Kevin Martin will be
Martin.
joining us later on from the band Candlebox. He's going to be doing a special acoustic performance Sunday, April 26th at 7 p.m. at Ziggy's in Winston-Salem,
Yeah.
and located in the Arts District. Let's see here. Did you hear about the band members that were killed on I-85?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, and that hit close to home because
Yeah,
every week we go somewhere out of town, and Jimmy sleeps for like the first hour and a half.
that's what
driving
I
back.
thought of too.
And
'cause we
Dave
start
and Chris
weaving.
both are like sound asleep as soon as they get in the van. And
Heavy metal band members killed on I-85 crash
Terrible.
identified. In Jackson County, Georgia, 3 members of 2 heavy metal bands were killed in a crash. It was a big van with a big trailer.
yeah, was
evidently
they traveling?
traveling all together?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going on the same shows, doing on tour. They were killed in a crash on I-85 Monday morning. The band Wormreich, and I'm spelling that worm like W-O-R-M, Wormreich, was on its way from a Sunday show in Spartansburg, South Carolina. What do you got going over there?
I'm sorry,
You
I
watching
don't
some
know.
TV?
I don't know. Give me a second. I apologize. I don't know what it is.
Subway, eat fresh.
Apparently, we just did a spot for Subway.
Evidently, we did. So, they were on their way. I lost my place. They were going to go play in Atlanta. A Monday night show, and they were scheduled in East Atlanta Village. Oh, it's the stupid news thing.
Yeah, it was you punk.
All right. So anyway, thoughts and prayers go out to those guys who were involved in
who were out carrying the flag for rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, and taking it up and down the highways and byways.
Yeah.
So thoughts and prayers go out to those guys. Then there was this new thing that popped up on the Facebook page today. I'll tell you what. I'll just play a little excerpt from it, and you tell me what it is.
Okay. Sounds of silence.
Hey, Brian, we're ready to record. You feeling okay?
Oh, God.
I don't know, man. I shouldn't eat that Taco Bell.
Kevin's never going to be on this show again. As if we haven't run off our fans yet. I was a little bound up, would have loved to be unbound. Need to give birth to something long and brown. Oh my God. Chicks were quivering with watery eyes, pushing and pushing legs, sleep up to the thigh. Sitting on the toilet too long. All the way up to the thigh.
You got to see the imagery that goes on with it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Stomach was rumbling, backside filled heaven. Feel like I gave birth to a 67. Working on the enemy without any clue. Tried to put a little growl on my voice. Yeah, didn't work.
Sound like gravel.
Sound like a firecracker. Trying to lose some hot doo-doo blues. Working on a bad move. Whew. I'm sweating because it's in the summertime. The sweet summertime. Yeah. Whew. Lord, have mercy. A little hot up in that porta potty. I reached me a cold towel. Wow. Nothing but. Oh my God. We want to apologize in advance for that. Nothing but sophisticated humor on this show.
Oh God, you recorded it. Well,
yeah, I know.
Well, I recorded it. You did it.
That's what's sad.
Oh, so that was recorded in the Jack Shack Studios as of last night.
If you would like to firebomb the Jack Studios,
No.
please feel free. After that,
You know, I mentioned earlier briefly about Ziggy's. You know who else is going to be coming to Ziggy's?
Snoop Dizzle.
Yeah, but on Sunday, April the 12th, at 8 p.m., is going to be Hinder.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
That's going to be a great show. We're going to try to slide into that if we can. We're going to try to slide into Mr. Martin's show on the 26th as well.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
So, and hopefully we can see a little Hinder and hear some eyes of an angel. No, lips of an angel,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, she's got eyes, too.
Yeah. I was listening to that, as a matter of fact.
I have the booty of an angel.
Oh, God. Have you heard about Sammy Hagar reviewing Van Halen's new live album?
Yeah, I was going to say something about that. I'll be honest, I got it. I'm not going to tell you how I got the new album.
The quote was, "What the expletive are these guys thinking?"
Van Halen is probably in my, no pun intended, one of my top fives.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved Van Halen with Hagar, and oh my God, I love Van Halen with Raw.
Yeah.
Early Van Halen.
Yeah.
But this is rough, man. It's rough.
I haven't heard it myself, but
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just not what I mean. The fans have been waiting on a live album with David Lee Roth for years,
Right.
and they gave them. I mean, I'm gonna say the band is fucking phenomenal, but it's not there even without Michael Anthony. It's not as good.
well,
I mean, Wolfie can't hit those notes Michael Anthony can. Even
Right.
Eddie is doing a lot of singing. A lot.
Is he really?
Yeah, and I mean,
with,
it's not
with
bad.
that half a tone.
He's
or?
not bad, but I mean, Dave is like, sometimes I mean, some of these songs we've listened to for 20 and 30 years, and he's screwing the
Right.
lyrics. He's not even close on a lot of shit. Like Pretty Woman, he kept saying, "Hey, I remember this." He kept saying that, and then he said like the same verse 3 times, like I do at Riders. It was rough.
You know, one other thing, not to change the subject too quick, but one other thing I know that's probably going to hit close to home for you, Brian.
Uh-oh. Is it bowel move?
And we'll think of a reason why later. 2 weeks ago, the decision was made
For us
that
to practice this year.
Twisted Sister will be calling it quits.
Yeah, and they're going to have Mr. Mike Portnoy out playing drums for us.
Isn't that something?
From Dream Theater. He could sleep through that gig.
Oh, yeah. And it looks official. After 40 years, the band is planning to call it quits. The news isn't a total surprise following the death of drummer A.J. Perot on March 20th. Guitarist J.J. French admitted that the group was talking about breaking up as its 40th anniversary approaches in 2016. Frontman Dee Snider took to Facebook to endorse TMZ's report that Twisted Sister will hang it up after the next year. It's an official farewell, he wrote. New drummer announced, and according to TMZ, the band will hit the road at least one last time for a tour. They're calling it 40 and F it.
Now, honestly, I mean, in this case, I can understand them hanging it up because has Twisted Sister came out with anything since like 80?
Well, I mean, Dee Snider gets residuals from just about anything.
And the rest
that
of them
plays
are
that.
screwed.
Just about every time you hear that, we're not going to take it, you know.
Yeah.
His little anthem cry. But, you know, I mean, they were great. The one song I cannot believe that they did.
The leader of
the pack. Oh, my God. And they were trying, there were some bands redoing, everybody was redoing something back in the 80s. Just kind of like now, but...
Like, Raid Out Loud.
Yeah.
Down, 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 down.
I mean, there's so many that come to mind, but you know, and then they did that, and I guess they thought, yeah, this is going to be great. We're going to start in it. No, it didn't work. It didn't. It just laid there. So
like a turd in a punch
yeah,
bowl.
so that wasn't good at all.
See if you can tell me what this is, if it'll play.
I don't know what that is.
That would be a little snake, my friend.
Oh yeah, a little snake.
A little shot from Scott Board and the boys. Put a little stank on that snake. That would be Mr. Steve By God Arnold putting a little stankosaurus on that.
You know what was released?
Stormbringer.
You know what was released back in 1983?
A Kraken.
It's hard to believe it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, yeah. Is that us? We ain't played that since 86. Don't want to wait till you don't be better.
So this is Killer
can't I do
Kids
that live?
back in 1983 on the Island Def Jam Music Group playing Lick It Up.
That John Weed?
Now this is when they, of course, took off the makeup, and I remember it was a big deal because in the beginning of the video they're showing their feet.
Gene was one of the ugliest people I've ever seen.
And he still is. But at least his face looked full.
It ain't a crime to go down on yourself. What?
So Gene, you know, he looked pretty cool, you know, but
Yeah.
Eric Carr, of course, replacing Peter Criss.
He had a mop.
Yeah, he
That
did.
big mop.
And Vinnie Vincent with the newest of the makeup, which I thought was the most ridiculous. Next to the Ankh, the upside down. And Eric Carr, his makeup, I love Eric Carr to death.
Yeah, the fox.
But I just didn't think it went along with what they already had going on. anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I was going through some stuff, and I saw 1983, and I went, oh, my God,
See, here's something you don't
1983.
understand. We're old as shit.
Well, maybe you are, but
Excuse me?
I'm not getting old. It's
You
just
think
that
you've got me about
everybody
a
else
good 10,
is
12
getting
years.
younger. 10, 12.
Yeah.
The Kiss, by the way, speaking of which, and that was the premise into what I want to talk about now. The Kiss rock band has tipped to open a restaurant in Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne, Australia.
So, so they can give you the little kiss down under.
Yeah, that's what you like to do, right?
That's when I go up and said, have you ever had an Australian kiss? It's the same as a French kiss, but down under.
And then you pull out your donk.
That's my donk. But I tell you what, is it just me, or does Paul Stanley's wig look so fake?
It could use a little hair club for men, a little Bosley medical.
Yeah. So anyway, bassist Gene Simmons says he's eyeing Melbourne as one of the band's biggest markets in the world and home for one of the Rock and Brews restaurants.
Dusting on a knife.
So keep your eyes peeled. We were expecting a call from Mr. Kevin Martin from Candlebox.
Yeah, why don't we take
He has
our
not
first
called
break
in yet.
and
A
then
break
we'll
would be a good time to take one right now.
Eat a Reese cup, maybe a payday.
I've got plenty. I've got a big box full.
Yeah.
So anyway, we will be right back. This is the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show. Hey guys, Dirty Dave here from the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show. Do you have a tree that's just in your way and you need to get it removed? You got some branches hanging over some power lines. You got some tree stumps you need to get removed. Give Big Al and Sons Tree Service a call. They do stump grinding. They're fully insured, bonded, no job too big, no job too small. Free estimates and certified arborists. Give them a call at 336-225-4516. That's Big Al and Sons Tree Service in Thomasville, North Carolina. Be sure to give them a call and get those stumps, those branches, those limbs removed. They'll come in and they'll remove that tree for you and get it out of your way. And that's Big Al and Sons Tree Service, 336-225-4516. Make sure you tell them that the guys at the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show sent you. Hey guys, looking to get some new ink done, looking to get some sleeves? Give Blue Tattoos a call. Located at 1215 Winston Road in Lexington, North Carolina. You can give them a call at 336-224-2189. Blue Tattoos is a tattoo shop located in a growing city of Lexington, North Carolina. They accept cash, credit, debit cards with ID. You must be 18 or older to get a tattoo by law. They have tattoo artists working in their gallery who can do any kind of tattoo from black and gray to full color. They have a large selection of tattoo artwork, and you just can't find it anywhere else. They can draw something up for you. You can bring an idea in for yourself. They also have all types of piercings and dermals. They carry a large selection of jewelry for you to choose from. So make sure next time you want to get your ink on, call Blue Tattoos. That's B-L-O-O. At 336-224-2189. Look them up on the website at bluetattoos.com. Make sure you tell them the guys at the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show sent you. All right, we are back.
We are back.
We are sitting here patiently waiting for the phone call from Mr. Kevin Martin.
He's caping us waiting.
Well, you know, rock stars can do that.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
No, I said rock stars.
Yeah. I mean, what? That hurt. Maybe I can give a little, well, I don't have it with me.
I'm going to take a little sip of my refreshing beverage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're just finished going over some stuff from that is important.
Yeah.
to go over here on the Rock Show. Information we have given from us to you, handed from the hand of Prometheus to us, and we are giving it to you, like the gift of fire.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What do we got going on? Your shampoo or something.
Hey.
Oh, cool.
God, I love this song.
Now maybe
Killer voice, too, man.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mean to treat you bad.
You talking about yourself or Kevin?
I was talking about...
But
No, I mean, yeah,
did
both.
anyway. So maybe some say your life was fair.
He sounds exactly like he
But
did
you
in the
lived
90s.
it
Yeah, but he
anyway.
looks nothing like he did in the
Maybe.
Really? I mean, he's got a ball cap turned on backwards and his
Friends stand
Elvis
around
Costello
and watch
glasses.
you crumble
I'm sure he'll enjoy that part of the show.
as you falter to the ground. Just someday, friends stand beside us. You were flying. Oh, you were flying oh so high.
wow.
But then
Killer.
someday people look at you.
Vince Neil, this is what you're supposed to
They
sound
call
like.
their own. They watch you
Now, this was on their
suffer.
20-year anniversary of the debut of their CD.
Yeah, they hear you calling home.
This was in July of last year.
Then someday we could take our time. Brush your leaves aside so you can reach her. Hey, but you left me far behind.
Damn.
He's not even trying, dude.
I know.
Didn't mean to treat you oh so bad.
Makes the rest of us hacks feel
But
bad.
I did it anyway. Now, baby, some say you're left with what you have, but you couldn't share the pain.
Awesome.
That is awesome. And that's Mr. Kevin Martin doing the 20th
I
anniversary.
can't wait, man.
I can't wait. All right, this is the Dirty Other Hole Rock Show. Welcome back. This is Dirty Dave talking to you, and of course, across from me, as always, is
Mr. Brian Hall.
All right, Brian. And on the phone, we have a special guest. We have from the American rock band from Seattle, formed in 1990. They've got 5 studio albums and achieved multi-platinum and gold certification. We have on the phone Mr. Kevin Martin from Candlebox.
Kevin.
I think that's the longest introduction I've ever had.
Oh, is that right?
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
but I like it. It's very southern. Are y'all on the south side?
Yes, we are. All of a sudden, we finally get our...
Sorry about that. The Google line was ringing.
You got Googlers?
Yeah, we got Googlers. I was telling somebody the other night, I said, yeah, I Googled myself. Somebody said, have you ever Googled yourself? And I said, yeah, but usually when I do it, it's illegal in 14 states.
Yeah.
And first thing, I have to preface everything that we say by saying you can say pretty much whatever you want to on this. This is internet radio, my friend. So,
There we go.
so how are you, my friend? We were sitting here playing a little bit of tunage earlier, so a little bit of Candlebox, some of your live stuff that you've done in the studio.
I'm good. I'm just gearing up for this tour. I start, where is it? Wilmington, Delaware, or no, Wilmington, North Carolina on, what is it, Thursday, I think, maybe, or Wednesday, and then Winston-Salem, obviously Ziggy's, and yeah. I'm excited, though. It's going to be a long tour, so I'm driving myself. It's going to be a little bit exhausting.
Oh, that's
Cool.
going to be bad. Now, I was talking to someone just a little while ago, and they said, you know what, when you talk to Kevin, make sure you ask him about this. They didn't tell me how long ago it was, but they said that your guitar player, for some odd reason, I think it was because he lost a bet, got slapped on stage by the drummer of another band. You know anything about that?
Yeah, that was in Charlotte. That was Sean.
Really? So what happened?
Yeah,
Why did he
got
get
slapped
slapped?
across the face. I can't remember the bet exactly. It was, I think it had something to do with basketball or football or something. I can't remember exactly what. I try to stay out of those kinds of bets when Sean's
Oh, yeah.
involved.
Yeah,
And then,
especially when physical injury is going to take place. Yeah, I try to stay away from that also.
Exactly, but yeah, he got slapped right across the face, and it was pretty funny.
Was one of them a Duke fan and the other one a Carolina fan by any chance?
I may have been.
Oh, my goodness. So, do you like, by the way, do you like March Madness?
Oh, of course, and congratulations to Duke. Great university, and well done, boys. Way to play it. Coach K is the master.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, around these parts, I worked in an office for 10 years, and, you know, the office poles go up on the wall, and, you know, it's almost like in March, it's the March Madness is going on, and, yeah, we put a little work in there.
Yeah,
My boss would tell me, do this after you finish your your office pool, the little schedule that he would post up and we would print out. And so it was crazy. We had to go to ESPN.com and of course, put in our picks, and it was crazy. So,
Coach K is a master, man. I think he made a deal with the devil, and he's allowed to continue making that deal because he's just doing so well.
Yeah. Now, where are you now? Are you back home or?
Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
Today's my birthday. So.
Yeah, happy
that's
birthday.
right. Happy
We heard
birthday.
about that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm having some whiskey and a cigar and celebrating some friends. Having a good time.
That's right. Now you are 28.
Eight-ish.
30.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah,
The
we'll
margin of error, I think, is 10 years, 20 years, something like that.
Yeah, because Brian and I, we also play in a band, and people, I always say that my age that particular night depends directly on how old the girl is that's asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So long story short. So what you guys got coming up? I know you got the Ziggy. You know, I know you got.
He's a math major. He always tries to make 46 go into 19 as many times as you can.
Yeah.
That is exactly right. As Brian likes to say, I can still get it up, I just can't get it in.
Yeah, no shit.
You guys got anything other special gigs coming up other than your tour?
No, it's really this is the October 3rd is the 20th anniversary of the Lucy release, our second album.
Oh yeah.
So we're kind of working on some acoustic versions of those songs to play in this acoustic set that we're coming up with for April and May, and just some summer gigs, and then the big tour started in the fall. So we'll be very busy in the fall. But other than that, it's really just kind of we're trying out some new songs in the set because we want to make a record this year to come out I think in the spring, January, February next year.
Cool.
So we're trying out some new stuff in the set and see what happens.
Yeah.
Now, your band, Candlebox, of course, has played selected shows with such bands like Living Colour, Flaming Lips, Our Lady Peace, Rush, Henry Rollins, Aerosmith, Godsmack, Metallica, Radiohead. It goes on and on. Who would you say that your favorite band to play out with was?
Wow, man. We've played with some pretty amazing bands, like you stated. Touring with Rush was
Oh wow, yeah, that would be awesome.
probably the greatest experience of my life.
Right.
But we've played with Tool, we've played with Radiohead, we've played with Metallica, we've toured with Henry Rollins. When we did Woodstock '94, everybody was on the bill that was anybody at the time.
Yeah.
So I don't really know to say that who was my favorite. I think the band that I like to watch every single night play was the Flaming Lips. Obviously, I think they're, and you look at where their career has gone from when they toured with us in '94 to where it's at now. I mean, they were so advanced as a band in the '90s. I was happy to see that their career, took off as well as it did because they were so ahead of the game when they started. So I'd say that was probably the most eye-opening experience of a tour. But I think the greatest experience we've had as a band touring was touring with Rush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what a I was watching that metal show the other day, and a couple of the guys were saying Neil Peart, and of course Eddie Trump was saying it's Peart. You keep saying it wrong. He's never coming on the show.
Yeah, Peart.
Yeah, but you guys can't sell yourself short. I mean, when your debut album came out, man, I mean, everybody had that album. I mean, it was like, and I mean, your voice is so, I mean, distinctive.
Yeah.
I mean, you got one of the greatest voices, man. I don't understand. I think you guys are very underrated, man.
There's a YouTube video of you doing Far Behind acoustically at a radio show.
Oh, yeah. We
And-
listened to it a
oh,
while ago,
wow.
and it was like, wow, man. I mean, it was phenomenal.
You know, because you hear some singers, they'll hide behind, processed vocals and
Yeah,
whatnot,
that
but,
would be me.
you were in the raw.
Well,
to speak.
it's funny. I've often said I'm the reluctant lead singer because I started out as a drummer, and every time I listen to music, all I'm listening to is the drums.
Well, we won't hold that against you.
Yeah. So, well, I love drummers, and they're the bane of my existence because I have to play with them, and I'm singing in front of them,
Right.
and I'm constantly turning around saying, "What the fuck are you doing right now?"
Oh, wow.
But,
We know that feeling.
you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm lucky that my voice works the way it does. I'm lucky that I've had the career I've had. I don't ever take it for granted, and I think that's probably why the band has been able to sustain themselves as long as we have,
Yeah.
and why our careers have lasted as long as it has. I don't really like singing per se. I just do it because it works, and I come up with melodies, and they tend to work.
Yeah.
But I just don't really like singing. So I'm kind of that guy. It's not a gift that I was glad to be given. I'd much rather be sitting behind a drum set.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
See, I didn't really start out per se as a drummer, but I always wanted to play bass, guitar or bass. And I ended up on the bass because I just remember the first time when I was about 16 years old and I saw a band at a live venue down the road from my house standing in front of the speakers with just that sound pounding you in the chest, where most guys were looking over at the guitar player going, I was like, doom, doom, that thunder that hits you in the chest. I was like, that's what I want to do. But
The Gene Simmons.
yeah, exactly. But
And the bass player always has the best weed.
I lean towards the drums at first, and I play a little bit, but because I saw an Eddie Van Halen set of drums that looked just like the Frankenstein guitar, and then I found out how much they cost, and it doesn't even include cymbals, and I went, no, I think I'm going with
Stick
bass.
with the bass. I like bass.
Yeah.
So,
you can always find a nice bass for about $500. So.
oh, I tell you, I found a bass. It wasn't a
found
nice one,
several.
but yeah, it was. I like Nikki Sixx's story where he stole what he thought was a bass, but it was a guitar.
He had to play bass on the
I
guitar.
love that story. So,
Yeah, he must have been high at that point.
when was
No,
he high
not
back
Nikki.
in those days? So
Uh-uh.
how's the every time I see a picture of you, I never know what to look for. One minute you got the glasses, and the next minute your hair's shorter, and the next, every time I see, and I never knew what promo picture to put on our Facebook page. I was like, I don't know what he's going to look like.
I'm a chameleon.
At least
Depending
you
on
can
what
pull
you
it
got
off.
going
I'm always the fat guy who looks like Jesus. So
yeah, we call him trailer park Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess for me, it's like, I haven't had long hair in a long time, and I was kind of like, I'll just let it grow for a bit. Now it's grown out for about a year, and I think I'm going to keep it for a while. I don't know. It's you get to that age around 28 where you think that the world's going to end because you're almost reaching 30. And we all know we're talking about a margin of error of 20
God, I
some odd
miss
years.
those days, 30.
But you just kind of go with it, and I don't. My manager's always like, hey, we need to take pictures. We need to do this. I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to take band pictures. Why don't we just go and put the logo up? People know the logo, and that's really what matters.
Yeah,
But at the
yeah.
end of the day, Candlebox has always been kind of the faceless rock and roll band from Seattle, which I'm totally cool with. I like my life. I don't worry about the fact that people come sleep outside my house or any of that bullshit. I don't have the educators.
Right.
I'm good with it, and it's cool with me. Thank God you don't know what picture to put up because it's exciting for me.
Now, when the Seattle thing was happening, and a lot of bands were getting signed out of Seattle back in the early 90s, and so on and so forth with the, with
Late
the,
80s, early 90s.
yeah, if you will. And when all that was happening, do you feel like you guys were kind of on a wave of Seattle? I mean, do you feel like it was the right time, right place, or do you feel like they were just going into Seattle looking for bands? I mean, how do you feel like when you guys made the grade, so to speak, and
But
you
they
were
had
good
great,
enough.
just great songs.
Do you
know?
do you feel like that the whole Seattle thing kind of happened for a reason, or you guys were, I don't know, just the right place at the right time?
Well, I mean, look, obviously Seattle was, there was a reason for Seattle.
Sure.
If you go,
Pearl Jam,
you go all the way
Soundgarden,
back to
Nirvana.
1984, and when Soundgarden first started, and they were a three-piece, and Chris was playing drums. I mean,
Right.
It's a city that's always kind of had an underbelly. I mean, Jimi Hendrix,
Yeah.
Queensryche, Hart, Steve Miller, on and on and on. It's a city that when I moved there from Texas in 1984. I was 14 years old, and my first concert was at this place called the Grill Gardens, and it was a Vancouver band called Cabaret Voltaire.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of like, what the fuck is happening right now? I mean, there was this mad scene. There was this kind of cool punk rock thing that was happening because it rains everywhere, and it rains all the time, and even in your house it's raining, and outside your house it's raining. It's like rain finds you in every spot it can in that city. So the thing is you lock yourself in your basement, you play music, and you do drugs and drink beer.
Hell
And
yeah.
that's kind of what happened with Seattle. Whereas New York had the cocaine and the punk rock, and people wanted to party all the time. Seattle was like, I'm going to sit in my basement, I'm going to drink beer with my friends, and we're going to do a lot of fucking heroin, and we're going to play some fucking music.
Damn.
So that's how you got these bands like Alice in Chains and Grunt Truck and Screaming Trees and Soundgarden and Mother Love Bone and Malfunction and Green River and all these other bands that everybody talks about. So when Nirvana broke and Alice was on the brink of breaking and Soundgarden was already as successful as they were, you really kind of knew that something was happening in the city. It was an Athens, Georgia thing with REM and T2s and all the bullshit that was happening there, and New York with the Ramones and Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground and all this. So you could kind of compare it to everything that was happening in the scene. So you knew that you were in the mix. So come 1986, I'm in my senior year of high school, and this city is exploding with music. I was playing drums in a punk band, and all of a sudden somebody says, come sing on some songs. So by 1988, I'm singing in a rock band, and come 1990, I'm signed. So, it was a weird place to be from. But it was magical, and it was great music. Now, I'm 5 and 6 years younger than Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell and Lane Staley and Andy Wood and all those things. So I was just a young kid when those guys were in their, late teens.
Yeah.
So for me, getting signed at the age of 21 was life-changing. But those guys were already 25 and 26 years old.
That's kind of like giving the kid the key to the candy store, isn't it?
Well, Candlebox was the redheaded stepchild of Seattle music scene, and I'm not fucking lying to you. That's the truth. That's why we don't tour with Soundgarden. That's why we don't tour with Pearl Jam. That's why, we aren't kind of included in that scene, even though I've known Chris Cornell since I was 15 years old, and I've known Eddie Vedder since he first came to Seattle, and Andy Wood was one of my best friends, and I wrote Far Behind about him when he died, and Lane Staley was my closest fucking friend in the world. So, I grew up in it, but I never really was allowed to be that guy. So, kind of sucked.
Yeah. Because you guys, when you came out, for example, you guys, now, and feel free to interject and correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys were the first successful act of Maverick Records, and
they were the first band.
Yeah, Madonna's record label.
Now, and they went on to sign bands like Alanis Morissette, Deftones, and so on. But
Prodigy.
You guys found immediate success in your 93 release, I believe it was, in July, I believe it was 93.
Yeah.
And when your hits, like Far Behind, some of your biggest hits, Far Behind and You, when you're, because I know this had to happen, if you're riding in your car by yourself or with your friend and you turn on the radio and you heard your song like Far Behind or You on the radio for the first time, what was that experience like? What is it like to hear your song on the radio?
Especially at 21 years old.
Yeah, being that young, because that had to be like, an instant high.
Well, first of all, you feel euphoria.
Yeah.
You feel like Damon Stewart was a guy, a DJ, a radio DJ at KISW in Seattle, and he was the first guy to play us in 1991. He played the first demo we did. And he had this radio show on Sunday. He really believed in us. And he broke the band. So, you know, the funny thing is we had a red demo tape that we sold, I think at every show. We actually sold 12,000 copies of our demo tape before we got signed to Maverick Records.
Wow.
And so we went into the deal with, you know, a preconceived, listen, you know, we've already moved some fucking units, so you guys are going to have to step up. But the funny thing is it's not so much when you hear it in your hometown, it's when you go to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or you go to Fargo, North Dakota, or some shit, where you hear it there, that's when you go, okay, this is serious.
Yeah.
People are actually paying attention to what we're doing. And then you pop into like a house party in some little town in fucking Podunk, Kentucky.
Greensboro, North Carolina.
There's 150 people at a house party, and you pop in, and they're like, Candlebox is being played, and they don't even know you're in the fucking band. that was a trip. And you're like, you don't want to tell anybody you're in the fucking band because you got invited there by somebody that just happened to meet you at a hotel or something, so you're like, oh, you didn't want to tell them that I'm in the fucking band. You're playing my music, so it's a trip. But, you know, it's part of life. I wish I had that same problem now, 25 years later, being that I'm around the age of 28. You know, that doesn't even add up.
Yeah, we
28-ish.
Yeah, ish.
But I guess
I mean, it's been a great career.
Now, I guess the second part of that question is, you know, what the experience was like then versus now is, you know, I hear like movie stars in interviews say they can't see themselves on the screen, you know, or they've never seen such and such a movie. And whether they're full of shit or not, I don't know. But if you're riding down the road now and you hear a song, do you sit there and you go, oh, God, not that song, you know, and you turn it off? Or do you listen to it?
No. I listen. If Candlebox comes on the radio and I'm driving, I love it because I got a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's when it's really great when you have kids.
Oh, I live in Los Angeles, and you know, we have this morning show out here called Kevin and Bean Show, which is on.
I've heard of it actually, yeah.
And I mean, it's world famous. And they used to actually say my birthday every year, and they haven't for the past 3 years.
Uh-oh.
And it's been a bit of a bummer for me.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, they don't say my name anymore on the fucking radio, so that bums me out. But then I go to, like, you know, I get all these friends calling me from around the country saying, hey, they said happy birthday to you this morning in D.C. or New York City or Long Island or fucking Atlanta and shit. So, you know, it happens everywhere outside of where I live, so it's cool. But, you know, it's a good problem to have, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, man. I just do what I do, and I'm still here, and thank God people still love what I fucking do.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, we're seeing a decline in, you know, I mean, nowadays, you know, we've talked about CD and album sales, you know, and now it's like spins on the internet and downloads and whatnot. I mean, what do you feel like? I mean, like today, the CD sales, album sales are down so much, and there's file sharing, and there's people making copies and uploading it onto websites and sharing it on the internet. And I mean, how does that affect you guys?
Yeah, how does an artist even make a living now? I mean, as far as you guys are, you know, I mean, you have to tour your brains out, or what happens?
You can't replace the touring element of a show. You can't replace the live aspect of what people love. That's why Coachella is as big as it is, and Bonnaroo and Lollapalooza and, you know, Outlands Festival. I mean, you fucking name it. There's so many goddamn festivals now. South by Southwest. You can't beat the live experience. Everybody knew in the 90s, in the late 90s, that things were going to change, and all the bands knew that things were going to change. Technology is one of those things that you have to embrace and you have to advance with it. For us, give the music away and let people have the music, because they're not going to pay for it. So don't fucking charge them for it. Just give it to them, because I'd rather have you come to my show and spend $20, $30 on a T-shirt or a hoodie, and, you know, $20 on a ticket, than $10 on my record on fucking iTunes where it sounds like shit.
Right.
And, you know, I'd rather you just come to the show and buy the CD, which
have
is
a good
$10
time
at the show, and I'll come out and sign it after the fucking show, whatever. That's
Yeah.
what I would rather have.
And see,
So
it's an
that's what I
experience
do.
too, right? I mean, you're going to the show. It's an experience. You're an experience in the band with your friends. You know, you're there. Your adrenaline's pumping, and you know, it's not like sitting in your bedroom listening to it on YouTube. Or
Right.
something.
You can't get the
No.
same
It's
feeling.
definitely not the same. Especially
Well,
since
I've
you.
said to people, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
you go right
ahead.
Listen,
You got the
if
floor,
you're
my
looking
friend.
if you're looking to hear the fucking record at a Candlebox show, stay home.
Right.
Because you're not.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear the live version of the fucking songs.
Right.
You're gonna hear the real passion behind those songs, what they were written about, how they're supposed to feel. They're gonna be fucking loud. They're
Yeah.
gonna be different, and it's gonna rock the shit out of you.
Right.
The nice thing about the acoustic tour that I'm doing is it's intimate and it's different, and it has to be transposed to work on an acoustic instrument, which means I need you to shut the fuck up and play fucking songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that's the thing. But the beauty of that is you have to listen because you're not going to hear what you would hear on the record.
Right.
Now, we've talked about this with some other folks. Have you had much experience, and what do you think about this? I know you've seen it. A lot of people come into the shows now, and you see those cameras, those phones up in the air, like they want to, you know, like they said on that metal show. I could see 2, maybe 3 songs, but come on, dude, with your hands up in the air trying to record the whole damn show. Seriously, other people want to see this.
Yeah. Well, that's what's going to happen, and you can't avoid it, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I've filmed shows that I've been to. I went to see the Black Keys, and I held my camera up in the air and filmed a couple shows. But
Yeah.
the thing for me is, like, I don't film the whole goddamn show.
Right, exactly.
15 fucking seconds or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, listen. I'm
Hey,
being
here's
inspired
me
right now.
in the front row.
You know? And I'm not the guy in the front row. I'm not that much of a fan of music. But you know, I don't care. Like, if you're there and you want to hold the camera up, hold the camera up. I'm not big enough to tell you to put the fucking thing down. You know, as long as the experience of the show is being spread, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about. It's about sharing, you know, because a lot of people, they write their songs about their life experiences, you know, lost loves and, you know, what it was like growing up and that kind of thing. And you're sharing that with people, and you're
Connection.
trying to make a connection. Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, when you sit at a bar with somebody you don't know and you tell a story about your life, or somebody you met and somebody that you hung out with or whatever, that's the same thing I'm doing.
Right.
You know, that's what my songs are about. It's about my life. It's about the things that I've experienced, the people that I've been around, the things that have broken my heart, the things that have made me happy, the things that have torn a ligament from my body. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm sharing with you. It's the same thing. And it's a daily conversation, whether it's recorded or it's live. And that's all I care about. Just give it a listen.
Right.
Yeah, just give it a listen. Exactly. Now, and I have to ask you this: the name Candlebox. Where did that come from?
That doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
Well, here's why. Because
25 fucking years and you're asking that question?
no, and here's why. Because I have been in so many discussions about a band name, and I guarantee somebody at some point before the band Candlebox came out, I'm sure somebody rattled off something similar to it. And you know, these guys go, oh, okay. Because we were having a 3-hour discussion. We were having a 3-hour discussion because we had to go. We just put a group of guys together. We were going to go play a state fair, and we needed a name for them to put on the flyers. And then after about 2.5 or 3 hours, somebody rattled out Black Bones, and we went,
Yeah.
fuck it, that's fine. You know. So I didn't know if it was one of those. It was a little bit. It was kind of like that. You just kind of went, nah, that's fine. Or if it was those things.
No, they're obviously, listen, like I just said about my lyrics and shit and whatever, there's a meaning behind it that
Right.
is very, very personal to me.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of the band Midnight Oil. And
Oh, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
my
River
when I
flowers.
was 17, I went to see them play in Seattle Demore Theater, and Peter Garrett, the lead singer of the band, fucking destroyed me.
Oh,
And I was
really?
like, man, you know what? If you can own it that way, and you can control this whole fucking crowd, I gotta really understand what you're talking about. And I started digging into their lyrics and what they were talking about. And he's a huge supporter of the Aboriginal tribe in Australia, which has been treated very much like the Native Americans have here in
Right.
the United States, reservations, and you know, we're going to steal your land, but we're going to give you things for it, but it's not going to be as good as we got it. And he had a lyric in a line called Tin Legs and Tin Minds, where he said, boxed in like candles. And he was talking about the beauty of these people who you can't put them in a fucking box. And that's where I came up with the name.
Awesome.
That is very, very cool. Now, you guys got some gigs coming up. You're going to be in Wilmington before you come to Ziggy's.
Ziggy.
So it's 2 Ziggy's, once the 25th in Wilmington and the 26th, of course, in the mighty Winston-Salem, the original Ziggy's.
We're going to try to be there for that.
You guys are going to, it looks like, on the 29th to Vienna, Virginia, April 30th in Newton, New Jersey, May 2nd in Wilmington, Delaware, and the list runs on and on. And we're going to post some of these on our Facebook page so everybody can see where you guys are going to be heading to. Kevin, we have really enjoyed you sharing.
Appreciate you taking
stories.
the time on your birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
My PR agent just came out and said, if it's not Rolling Stone, what are you still on the phone for?
Thank you. Wow.
No, we can't wait to see you at Ziggy's in Winston-Salem.
I got a little bit of whiskey in me, so that's why I'm still on the phone.
Well, sometimes talking is a great thing. We appreciate you giving us a call. And, we're
my pleasure, fellas.
Thank you so much. And we will be hopefully seeing you soon at Ziggy's on April 26th in Winston-Salem.
Well, you will be seeing me soon. Y'all better come down.
Oh, we're coming.
Yeah, we got to come out there. We'll get some pictures, and, we'll holler at you. Miss Cindy's going to be there.
We're not taking pictures.
If you see a guy that looks like a heavy-set Jesus, that would be
Don't
me.
act like you must about that standard.
Okay. And we're going to drag Cindy down there with us, and we're going to say hello.
Thanks, fellas.
All right. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And see, we said it here on this show, the Dirty Omaha Rock Show. Thanks.
Thanks, fellas.
All right. Have a great night.
We'll see you.
All right. Bye. All right. Thanks for listening to the Dirty Omaha Rock Show. I'm Dirty Dave, and for my co-host, Brian Hall, and, of course, our special guest, Mr. Kevin Martin of the band Candlebox. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week, Thursday nights at 11 o'clock.